we're going to be joined by Jorge Navia. So George is a dementia advocate. He was born in Bolivia, South America, but has lived in our great land of Oz for 50 years. He lives in Sydney. He speaks 3 languages. He's an extremely talented songwriter and musician, and I am underplaying that very much because he is well known all across Sydney, Australia, and the world. His music has been heard in television shows and movies, documentaries. You can find him at the KeepAble markets playing there as well. So we're going to hear from George. And we've also got the fantastic Nell Hawe. Nell has over 30 years experience in the aged care and disability sector. As a worker, a trainer, a service provider, you name it, she's done it. She's a very proud dementia advocate who really fought for her diagnosis at the age of 52 after knowing that something was wrong for a while there. She's got a fantastic sense of humour and spirit, and as she said to us earlier in the chat, no filter. So I am very lucky to be chairing this session with the fantastic George and Nell. So welcome. Welcome to the stage. KeepAble team, can we take down Suraj's slide and or is it just showing for me? It might just be showing for me. Anyway, let's kick off. Nell and George. I've just talked a little bit about you both to introduce you to our fantastic audience. Talk to me about what's important to you and what a good day looks like for you. Shall we kick off with you first, Nell?
Sure. Hi, everybody. It's been an awesome day, let me tell you, Marie. I've had a beautiful day learning lots of things and probably going to some things as a person living with dementia, of course. So a good day, of course, sees my supports actively listening, which I guess is really, really important for me because we were born with 2 eyes, 2 ears, and 1 mouth. And I think sometimes our supports hear us, but they actually don't listen to us. And of course, I use a reabling approach in my home with my supports. So they're not doing for me. And for me, that's what reablement is all about. So my supports aren't doing for me the things that I can still manage. So they do for me the things I can't manage. So for me, that's what reablement is all about, not doing for.
Not doing for. We've heard that a few times today, and we all admit it's sometimes hard for us to not overstep the mark. So I think that's a really important lesson that everyone online takes away today.
Absolutely. And ultimately, there are things that I do need support with, and that's okay. But please allow me to do the things that I can do, or assist me to do the things I'm having difficulty with. Let me maintain my independence as much as I can. And the other thing is I want my support workers to walk by my side. Don't walk in front of me, don't walk beside me, but walk beside me and support me right now. Because I know there's going to come a day when they will need to take over my care. But until then, a day of reablement of support is a great day for me.
Oh, I love that. Walk beside you. Because by walking beside you, they truly get to know who you are. And so when you do need more support, they know you and your needs. So beautifully put, Nell. Thanks for kicking us off. George, what about you? What's important to you right now? And what does a good day look like for you?
Being in art, for me, a good day. Every moment, something triggers on you when you have dementia, and dementia it teaches you to live in the moment. I agree. I agree with Nell that says, "Sport, yes, but don't patronize, neither force that person to do, because that's when the anger comes out. Action reaction is the simple equation, basically, you know, and the support that you you are talking about, it is very good attitude towards a person that has dementia, because we don't remember. 10 minutes later, you don't remember. I don't remember what I did yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, every day is a new day. If I'm breathing, keep moving, basically. So since I'm in a creative mode, anything triggers for me something. My curiosity, and my curiosity leads me to do something, but I gotta do that moment with no interference, because if they interfere, automatically change my mind to something else. And that is disturbing, and that's annoying, and that's when we get angry too, because you forgot what you were doing, and you consider that it's important, but basically maybe it's not. But it's something that it triggers in you and you want to do. So as long as you keep alive moving, that's a perfect, beautiful day. And if you're creative, you get something from that day, much better yet. Oh, that's a paradise.
I love that. I love the live in the moment. And I think it's a lesson that all of us living without dementia could take some notice of. And it is a little sad that we need a diagnosis of dementia to find ourselves in a place where we give ourselves permission to live in the moment. And what did you say, George? Every action is a reaction?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just physics. Action, reaction, black and white. We live in the duality world, in the yin and yang, positive, negative, black and white, sun, light, darkness. So it's duality in everything from the moment that we come to Earth, wherever you come from.
Absolutely.
That's when the positive and negative is already there. You see, that's when our parents have fun. Yes, that's when they camped the electricity, the energy that we are.
And we talk a lot about living well. And I hear that used. And look, I use it too. And one of my colleagues, Bill Yates, who's a gentleman who lives with dementia, challenges me on the term living well, I can live well with. So we'll start with you, George. What do you think about living well? What does it mean for you?
Okay. Living well for me with the age that I am and all that stuff, okay, and with my dementia that I have, and another biological problems, that's when the flower falls, the leaves start falling. For me, what was the question? You see, I forgot. What?
Living well. So
Living well.
you're living in the moment. And so living well for you feels like
Living well for me is having a roof over your head, food, and the medicals. That's it. Very simple.
simple.
We don't
Joy.
need. No, the older you get, you become a child. Okay, and dementia is one of those parts that we forgot completely. Everything that we've done in our lives, basically. For me, it is good because it cleans you for your next journey. This is just a journey.
Yeah.
A parabolical. I don't remember that word. That thing that goes up and down. Okay? 60 years when you're at the top, and then from then on you start going down.
Yeah.
Here. And so when you are baby, that's the way you end up as babies. And that's when we need mamacitas like Nell to assist us as much as possible.
And
And so going back to my good day, yeah, that's it. Those are the three elements that I need to have a
yeah,
and
basic needs. Yeah.
be on the move. Always do something. Always don't just sit there watching the square box and doing nothing. No, that's going to the other side quicker.
Yeah.
Keep moving. If you keep breathing, keep moving. That's my
Absolutely.
philosophy, at least.
Absolutely. Our basic needs are met. And Nell, what about you? What does living well look like, feel like to you?
So I do apologize, everyone. I actually, because of my dementia, I forget as well, obviously. And so I have to write everything down. So I'm reading from paper. So living well, of course, for me means having support workers who understand dementia. Really important. And we've talked so much about that today. Um, and those that provide person centered care. Put me at the center of my care. I enjoy traveling and experiencing all things with my support team. I can't travel without my support team. Um, and w- what kind of support makes a positive difference and what kind doesn't? Oh, no. Sorry. Writing songs. DDR, sorry. Writing songs with my music therapist. So I write songs. Most of those songs are about my dementia experience. So I wrote a song called Muddy Puddles when I was diagnosed. I had a bad experience with um, people in retail. So I wrote a song called Stupid People. So most of my songs are about my dementia journey that I write with my music therapist. And so I've written about 8 songs, which we have put into an album. So generally, all the songs I've written, and I create the music as well, are all um, being put together through my dementia journey. So living well to me isn't about exercise and eating well. It's also about getting out and about, traveling. Just because I'm also in a wheelchair now because of my balance, my vestibular system has been affected. So I'm in a wheelchair when I'm out in the community. So I've been to Borneo in my wheelchair. I've been last year, I think it was, sorry, don't remember. I went to Rome and Greece and yeah, I did all of the Mediterranean. Um, Doing up to 25 kilometers in my little travel wheelchair, and Borneo, getting off and on boats and, things like that. So for me, living well means getting out and about with Al. So Al and I,
Who's Al? Who's Al, Nell? Is that
Al,
Al? Who's Al?
Al. So for those of you who don't know, Al is my mate that lives with me in Port Macquarie. And he's been with me since 2020 when I was diagnosed, and Al is Alzheimer's. So I don't live with Alzheimer's. Al lives with me. So he doesn't rule me, and he will certainly never ever define me. So he's my mate. He comes along with me, and he's just a part of me and a part of my life, but he will certainly never rule me. So, living well means so much more to me than just diet and health and exercise.
Absolutely. I feel like that's the best framing of putting the person before the diagnosis. So I love that. But have you ever had a moment, Nell, where someone did things, uh, took over and you had to say, look, just let me do it?
Yeah,
Had you experienced that? Yeah.
absolutely. So much. Um, and I guess it's about going, stop, and they kind of go, oh, and I just go, stop. I can actually do that.
Yeah.
Thank you. I realize that you are trying to help me, but you're actually not helping me.
Yeah.
I need you to walk beside me and I need you to support me, but I actually don't need you to take over just yet. And I And I always say to my support workers, and excuse me, everybody, for what I'm about to say right now, because you all know I've lost my filter. I say, I haven't lost my shit yet. So until that day happens, please don't take over.
No, that
And
was
that's
quite
usually
that was quite that was quite PG rated. I was expecting something a lot worse, so you've let me down.
Oh, sorry. But you know, that's all it is often. And
Yeah.
it's just stop and making them recognize. And sometimes workers just really want to help, but they actually don't realize they're overstepping the boundary. And I think you sometimes need to remind people that they are stepping over the boundary. And once you establish that boundary, and often clients don't want to do that because they often think that the worker is in control. But actually, it's the client that's in control. And the client needs to get a little bit more power. And when I was a support worker, I used to advocate for my clients and say, you have more power than what you think. You are in control of your care and you have choice and control and you need to use it.
George, it resonates with you, I think, the choice and control.
Can I say something? Yes. Me?
Choice and control, George. So what helps you to feel in control of the decisions that you make?
That's exactly what I was trying to put my point of view. The way that I'm dealing with care, well, at the moment I just have two, but those two, uh, from the beginning, I sense first, you know, everybody's vibration. So for some reason, you already sense what kind of vibration is that person, basically. And then what I do is I treat them like friends. Yeah, you are my friend. Yeah, I'm open and know me, and I know you, what you do, how you do, and then we exchange notes and find a solution that is equal for both of us. You're happy, I'm happy, cool. That's the way that I treat or anybody that comes as care. Now, if the feelings are a bit not stable, basically, I would say, I prefer just take with the distance and find somebody else. It's like you are a businessman, basically. Okay, it's like an interview kind of thing. So if it goes well with you, you take it over and see how far it goes. Because everything and nothing is forever. So it's just for that moment in time that might need it. That's all. So it's better just to treat them, like you know them for a long time, and you open up yourself, and it's your care, isn't it? So your care has to know who you are, and that's the best way to avoid all this control and I'm empowered, blah 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 blah. No, it doesn't exist. That if you are at the end, up to your last quarter, it shouldn't exist. That kind of situations that you have to exercise your power, if you want to call. If that would be my point of view in respect of that aspect.
Mm. And I think that speaks to, what we want our audience to hear about, living with dementia. If there was, something you wanted to let them know, what would it be about your experience of living with dementia that might change how they inform their work?
Me?
Yep.
Me? Oh, okay. It took me about 2 years when they told me that I had dementia. It took me 2 years to understand what is this about. I freak out because by then I have the knowledge that wow, that's it, man, you're dead, basically. So it took me 2 years to understand and get used to that situation. In those 2 years, in view of that, a lot of things in my life changed already without me acknowledging that they already been changing things. And eventually, I rewind my life, basically, and I start doing what I am doing now, which is this song that I wrote and I'm releasing soon. It took me 3 years to write this song. But what I was talking about, jeez, that's what happens. You see, I
That's okay.
forget what I was talking about. What was the question? Sorry.
So we're talking about what you might want people that are listening to know about what it's like living with dementia. And I think,
Ah,
it's about space, isn't it? It's about enabling that space.
well, exactly. I was going to that point. Dementia, until I realized that, well, if you got dementia, what are you going to do? You don't remember your past, or your past start forgetting it. When I did my rewind time, I went from when I was a kid and until now, and I stopped being the objective person because I've been seeing the film that I remember being, but I'm now a judge instead of an actor. So that more or less cleaned my spirit, or myself. I cleaned myself from all those things that they were negative, or I maybe I did a mistake, and you judge your own self seeing the films. Okay, until I realized that, yeah, that's dementia, and then I start forgetting this, forgetting that, and all that stuff. And at the end of the day, I said, well, it's your friend. It's going to be with you the last quarter, because now you are in the last quarter. Okay. So it's your friend that you're going to be with you. Take it as your friend. And that's it. And that's very simple. And that's when I find out living the moment. But if you forgot the past, so what are you going to do? Can you do anything about it? No. So what's the point? See, that's already coming to living at the moment. The future, if you have dementia, you know that tomorrow you forgot probably all of yesterday, or you're going to be just hand marks of what happened, and somebody really reminds you what happened, then you can recall what happened. Otherwise, yeah, it disappears. It slowly fades out.
Yeah.
So yeah, just take it as your friend, and we should laugh at it. Laugh at what happened. You forget something, well, make a joke of it, or find something that is funny of it. That
Yeah.
you done it. You see, and that's it.
Now, so both Nell and you have very similar approaches to how you live with this diagnosis. And I am just going to go to a question that's popped up on the side because I think it ties in really nicely with what you're both talking about. So it's from Linda, one of our great colleagues that we've known for a long time. So you're talking about how it feels now, but how did you feel when you were diagnosed? So Nell, perhaps to you first. It's a long journey for you to get a diagnosis from when you first saw changes. Was it a relief, or did you feel, well, it took you a while to get to that point of living with having Al live with you?
Yes, I was actually quite relieved that I had received a diagnosis. So probably very different to a lot of people who probably felt hopeless and shocked and all of those things. But I was actually relieved. So, as you did explain at the start, I have worked in the industry for over 30 years. Um, had been a trainer and assessor. And during that time as a trainer and assessor, my favorite subject to teach was dementia. Quite ironic. And so during the 4-year harrowing journey, which led to my diagnosis, of course, I knew that I had a form of dementia. But getting the doctors to believe that I had dementia was yet another story. And it wasn't until I'd seen a doctor in her prac years, who I saw again 4 years later as a real doctor, I guess as a real practicing doctor. I saw her and she said to me, "Are you still having issues with your memory?" And I went, "Yes, but no one believes me. They keep telling me it's stress, anxiety, depression, etc., etc." She said, "We now need to look at this. This is ridiculous. It's been 4 years." Hence, it then went on tests, geriatrician, da 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 da, and a diagnosis. Not the fact that I had 3 uncles, an aunt, and a grandfather, all with Alzheimer's. That played no part in it. So I had a very frustrating journey to basically prove to professionals, geriatricians, neurologist, neuropsychiatrist, and a psychiatrist that I actually had dementia. And it took a PET scan to prove that I had Alzheimer's. Crazy.
There is power in
Powerful
knowledge,
science.
though. Power in knowledge.
Absolutely. And this is why I say to people, if you have the signs and the symptoms of any memory loss, keep hounding the doctors, because we are the experts of our own bodies. If we don't know if we think there is something wrong, keep fighting. Because if I just accepted, "Oh, you've got depression, anxiety, it's stress of work," I would have just given up. Hence why I advocate. And I've advocated for people with disabilities all my life. Now I'm a dementia advocate. Do you know, if we don't fight, who does the fighting? We just curl up in a ball and go, "Poor me."
Yep, baby doesn't scream, doesn't get fed.
I like that. I'm just going to write that down. Doesn't get fed. And George, what strengths do you rely on every day? So personal strengths, skills, or life experience. What gets you through the day? And I can see, it's probably, your music, your arts. What gets you out of bed in the morning?
As I said, my music at this moment in time is the musical I'm writing. So that my mind is here already 3 years in it. So I have another 2 or 3 to go to finish what my aim is now. Let's see if my dementia allows me to do that, or I slow down at least the process. But I know already it's a signal for me to clean my plate. Basically, it's my last pora, so I have to clean my plate and do my best, because that's it. Already. So they told me 7 years to go. Yeah, okay, cool. I got 7 years in advance, so I can plan kind of maybe another 3-4 years. After that, yeah, probably I'm gonna start needing nappies and all that stuff. Which is it's what happens with dementia when you got into the level 5. Yeah, and that's why I'm making this. I have this petition going on about assisting dying for people with dementia level 5, because you got 1 year for to make your own decisions, basically, until you get to the level 6. And your level 6 is when you don't remember your name anymore, and you don't know what you're not living. You are a vegetable. What's the point? What's the point to keep this person living? It's not living anymore. It's just a vegetable. So that's my petition, and that's what I hope you guys assist and help me on this petition.
Well, what we want is to live well. We want your music to be heard into the future, and we're going to have a little peek of that in a bit. But Nell, what gives you hope when you think about the future?
VAD. Voluntary assisted dying is what gives me hope.
Oh,
That's
gosh.
really
Here's a can of worms for
yeah. It
for,
is
for a late
absolutely a can of
afternoon.
worms.
Now,
Yeah.
now let me tell you this. I had experience already. I die already. Dying is beautiful. The
Absolutely.
experience of dying is the most beautiful experience that you're gonna have in your life. Trust me.
Yeah. Because I don't you know, we don't let our pets suffer.
Mm.
And I believe that I don't want to suffer either. I've lived a great life, and I believe that and we at the moment, you know, we've got a document at the moment that we're all passing comment on for Parliament around that and dementia. Um, that we should be able to put it into our advanced care plan. And
So,
I think
yeah.
that would be just amazing. And
Yeah.
that is my hope for the future so that I don't have to end up a dribbling mess that my support workers have to care for
Mm.
and watch me suffer. I won't remember, so it's not me. It is the people around me who are going to be the ones that suffer. And that's my worry. And
Mm.
I care about those people because I won't have any knowledge, and that's who I care about.
Mm.
So
And I'm
that is
very
my
yeah.
one hope.
I'm very grateful for the fact that we are finally also talking about palliative care for dementia, and that goes from the beginning of diagnosis all the way through to death as well. So there's lots of thought that needs to go into this. In terms of our audience, and Nell, I know you've been online all day, and I know they've got a bit of a question for you, which is just quickly tell us what made you go grrr. Like, I reckon rehab was the word that might have ticked you off a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I I I can't be rehabilitated, and I guess that you can't rehabilitate me. I don't want to be rehabilitated. I don't have something that can be rehabilitated.
Mm.
And I guess that for me, I haven't had a stroke, so I can't be rehabilitated. So rehabilitation for me is about making me better. You can't make me better. So rehabilitation has this real negative connotation. But you really enable me. And I wrote earlier about re-enablement for me, re-enabling me, not doing for me, doing with me. That's what re-enablement's about. So re-enabling me is doing with me, not for me.
Mm.
What's rehabilitation mean? Go look it up in the dictionary. So that is one of the biggest words for me. And the gentleman before me was saying to say to a client, I know you can do this. If I had a support worker say to me, I know you can do this, I would just about punch them in the face. Because saying to me, I know, no, you don't know. You don't know me. You've been with me for 5 minutes. You do not know me. So for me, as a support worker in the past, I would say, I can see that you can do this.
Would you
I
like to try it? Would you like to
I
try it with me?
Yeah, I saw that you could do those tasks. But would you like some help to do this?
Mm.
Or I saw this was difficult. Would you like some help with that? So when immediately when someone says to me, I know, it's like, you don't know because you're not in my shoes.
Yep.
So that's really triggering for me. So that could potentially set me into a behavior.
Oh, a behavior. Oh,
Absolutely.
with a little tickle of risperidone to follow. Oh,
Yeah.
there.
Which is like I love Daniela's session about behaviours.
Yeah.
And behaviours aren't always bad either. We immediately, as soon as someone says, I've got a behaviour support plan, which I have, but mine's around anxiety and being in a busy environment. So I get anxious being in a busy environment. I don't kick, buck, squeal, or swear. It's just a busy environment. You've got to get me out of there.
Yep.
Like autism.
Absolutely. Now I'm going to get in trouble with the timekeepers. George, do you have your guitar there, George, by any chance?
Good. My wife.
You've got your wife.
Oh, I call my wife.
Some would. I've having known lots of musicians. I feel that. Yes. Would you like to? We're wrapping up the end of this session before we finish the day. Would you like to grab that? Are you going to play us a little tune that you wrote?
Paradise. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. This is paradise. Or it is supposed to be paradise. This is paradise.
This is paradise. I love this. So the sound may drop in and out, but you'll get George's voice, but the guitar may be a little bit harder to hear. We had a bit of a dry run with this, but it's great to have two musos on my screen. I'm loving this, but I am watching the clock countdown, so I'm trying to manage everything. So
Maria,
George and
while we wait for George to get ready, can I have a take-home message for everybody?
absolutely. One moment, George. Nell's just going to give us a take-home message.
Always be kind, because dementia is not.
Oh, I like that. We should get a badge. We should get a badge. Always be kind because dementia is not. Thanks, Nell. George, take us away. We might need to get you closer to the microphone. Lance, are you there? We can't hear George. Please, I think we need to be almost on top of the computer. That's right.
Really? Wow.
The microphone's a bit fussy. She's not picking you up. We can hear you. Sing away for us.
We met from love. It's time to be in this world. My parents felt so proud as they hear my voice and cry. I grow up to be in ways that I could be. While my parents were too hands all day, looking after me. Schooling babies taught me how to have fun, what to believe, how to behave. I have to learn how to fight for my rights. It's going to be the bonus day in my working life. Yeah. I'm going to stop miss my mind. And the question can come to mind. If this is paradise, this is the way to be. Paradise, if this is paradise, this is the way I be. Paradise. Now I'm old, I got dementia. And here I am with the summary of my conditioning. Respect your life. I respect yours. Live your life, not the life of others. Uniqueness is the summary of your perception. The flowers pulling and the just pouring. This is paradise. This is the way really the faithful paradise. Paradise. This is the way we paradise. What was the question?
Thank you, George. Yay. Huge virtual clap from our audience for that. You can find
Thank you,
George at the
guys. Thank
Kirribilli
you.
markets. I want to thank George and Nell for joining us in this final session and really bringing us home, really grounding us and bringing us home to why we do everything that we do. It's been such a great day and a lovely way to end the session. And I've just been reflecting on the rehab, restorative, reablement. Now I actually don't care what we call it because I'm taking Nell's statement, always be kind because dementia is not. We can take that back into our work with everything we've heard today to remember, breathe and pause and know the person, take a moment, but also remind ourselves to look after our own well-being because we're no good for others unless we take care of ourselves as well. So there's both sides here. So much love to Nell and George. Thank you so much.